YTPC, Padre Piper, coming to you via the virtual airwaves of YouTube. And every time I start a video in the shed, Annie shows up and wags her tail and makes noise. And all right, pretty girl. So this is a VR going out to Derek Tant. Mr. Tant is celebrating, and rightly so, his 1,000 plus subscribers. And if you are not a subscriber of Mr. Tant's channel, you need to just make that happen. He is one of the most pleasant and friendly and fun and funny presenters in the pipe smoking community. Great personality, a great on-camera presence, knows his pipes, knows his tobaccos, and is just a joy to be in fellowship with through the YTPC, and a joy to watch. And a bit of housekeeping. You know what? I tell you what, I'm going to hold off on the housekeeping for just a moment. Let me get lit up again. And I'm going to tell you why I want to hold up on the housekeeping for just a moment. Because I want to get into the 5 questions that Derek has asked us to answer for his giveaway for the celebration of his 1,000 subscribers. And I think that it's going to make sense in just a moment why I'm delaying the housekeeping. His first question that he asked is, what is the greatest band/musical act of all time? Annie, thank you. It's not you, sweetie, but your tail knocking into this table is probably making lots of racket. All right, so I thought long and hard about this, and I didn't know what I was going to say, because I love all kinds of music, multiple genres and such. And then I started to sort of land on a particular artist or two that I really like that are outside of the rock genre. And I don't know that this needs to be answered. He doesn't specify rock. I know a lot of folks are answering it that way. But getting in touch with my codger self, my kind of old school, old soul, I couldn't decide between Frank Sinatra and Bing Crosby. And you know what? They are both noted pipe smokers. Now, Bing, more so in particular, we've hit the magic word. Some housekeeping. This is my Savinelli, Bing's favorite, and I'm smoking in it some Crooner from C&D. Now, Crooner, of course, has in it a little bit of deer tongue that gives it a very unique flavor. And this is one that you're either going to love or you're going to hate. I find it very unique, and so every now and then I like to go to it. And I thought I would use my Bing's favorite pipe to do so today, to give the answer that my favorite, greatest band musical act of all time, I think it's the Rat Pack. And I'm going to throw Sammy Davis Jr. in, because that's, to me, that's kind of the trio, the holy trinity, if you will, of the Rat Pack, where Sinatra and Crosby and Sammy Davis Jr. Now, of course, there's Humphrey Bogart, I think, was probably kind of the quote-unquote founder of all of that, although Frank was the chairman of the board. There's Peter Lawford, there was Joey Bishop, so they're just great. They're just good old guys, the kinds of guys that you really miss in our culture today. Anyway, so that's it, man. That's, for me, that's the other thing. Like, I love rock, and I love lots of genres of music and such. I love to study with classical music playing. But for me, you know how people have comfort food? To me, Frank Sinatra is comfort music. Bing to some extent as well, but I think I'm going to give the edge to old Frank. Okay, question number 2. If you had to be limited to only 3 or 4 pipe tobacco blends for the rest of your life, what would they be? Wow. Now, this is hard. So, you know, probably I'll look back on this video in 6 months, maybe even 3 months, and these will be totally different answers. But here's what I'm going with for today. I did an Arrow, an English, and a Virginia. You know, just since you gave us the option, Derek, you know, I want some variety on this island that I'm stranded on. So for arrows, I think I would have to go aromatically. I'm going to go with McClelland's Mellow Mac, just because Mellow Mac is just that. It's mellow. It's a good all-day smoke. It's got a nice flavor. It's got a nice aroma, though if I'm stranded on desert island. I guess the aroma's not all that important to anybody else because I'm there by myself. I don't know how this works. But anyway, Mellow Mac, that's my aromatic. I think in terms of Latakia, or an English blend, there's a lot of them that I've come to like, and that's newer in my sort of repertoire of trying things. But for just a full-out Latakia, slap you in the face, lat bomb type, it's going to be C&D's Star of the East. That's nice. Now, runner-up, I would have to say, is Black House, which I think that's Hearth and Home. But if I can only choose one, and I'm going to have it with me the whole time I'm on the island, I'm going to go with Star of the East. And then on the Virginia side of things, I'm going to go with Orlick Golden Sliced. Just a nice, cool smoking Virginia, nice citrusy flavor. All right. He says, number 3. See, I want credit for all 5 questions. That's why I'm doing this. He's going to give you an entry for each one. Tell me about something you would regret not accomplishing or doing in your lifetime and what you plan to do about it. Well, I really want to publish a book, and the problem is I've got several of them in the works. Too many to mention, actually. None of them complete, and that's kind of typical for me. It's been like that since childhood. They used to call this the ADD, right? But I do. I have several. Most of them are sort of in the realm of personal development and psychology and neuropsychology, because that's, that's my original background. That's where my PhD rests. That was before I even went to seminary and was called to ministry. My first calling is as a psychologist. So I would regret if I don't ever get one of these books finished. I need to do that. In fact, maybe that just needs to be a goal for me. It's starting to pour down raining outside of the shed, and poor Annie is looking back at me like, "Are you going to open the door and let me in?" And now she's heading back to the shed. Yeah, didn't take her long to figure out how to get out of the rain. Hello, pretty girl. All right. Number 4, if you have a drink with any member of the YTCP, what would you drink and where? I want to have a drink with you, Derek Tant, at your place. I mean, you said that your tobacco and your pipes are there, and I'm assuming that means you've got some good stuff. So when I come through, I like Bombay Blue Sapphire, but any gin will do. But no, I'd like to have them. I don't know if you do martinis. I think you're a Scotch guy, but you can have a Scotch, and I'll have a Bombay Blue martini. I like them dirty, on the drier side, and up. Mr. Tant, take note. I saw Annie. I don't know who Amy is. Amy Mack. Saw Annie's ears popping up over there. And the 5th question. It's not really a question. It's a way for him to embed shamelessly a plug for another channel of his and for his podcast, which is wonderful. So I'm going to take the opportunity to do it as well. And it's called Hey We're Talking. It's Derek, Scott, and Bob. It really is a fun podcast. You want to check that out. Hey We're Talking. They have the YouTube channel. That's how I listened to it. And I didn't really know about it until this contest. So I'm a new subscriber to that. The first one I listened to was about their New Year's resolutions, and so maybe mine needs to be to get that book published. I don't know. But anyway, that's my 5 questions. That's my VR to Mr. Derek Tant. Just one of the gems of the YTPC, and goodness knows there's a lot of gems in a YTPC. Lots of great guys and gals out there. Derek Tant, you are one of them. Congratulations on your 1,000 subscriptions, my friend. And for the rest of you, you know my tagline. Smell my beard. No. That's Derek. Padre Piper wishing you and yours God's peace, grace, and blessings.